All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Saturday morning 8 o'clock VIV Blitz training, and this is where we obviously come together as a community and a group and help each other grow our individual businesses. And that's the key word there, right? These are all your individual businesses, not my business, not Kenny's business. We're here to help. We have a trajectory. We're going to the top of this thing, like we try to do with every business, and we're definitely here to help you guys. So, what I want to chat a little bit about this morning is. Number one, I want to congratulate you guys as leaders for being on this because it's Saturday morning and I'm sure you got a million other things you could be doing. But what I want to highlight here is a phrase that was taught to me. It's ingrained by my mentor into my subconscious is successful people make habits of doing what unsuccessful people are not willing to do. It's not that we enjoy anything. It's not that we enjoy going to the gym. It's not that we enjoy getting up early on a Saturday and building a business. I mean, we might, but it's not the first thing we're probably going to want to do, right? But we make a habit of doing what unsuccessful people are not willing to do. So congratulate yourselves for being on here because that's what you're doing. You're making a habit of doing what most people aren't willing to do. Now, these are the same people that want the same things you want, but they haven't made the decision to do the things, to take the actions to get what they want. So that's just a want. That's not a dream. It's just a want that's not being backed up by desire or action. So I really want to congratulate you guys because I know Kenny's in this car. You have kids, all kinds of stuff going on, but you're here. Now, this is what's going to make you successful, right? Because you're making the habit. It's I like to call it a direct equation, right? Action equals results. That's what you're doing. No action equals no results. So I want to congratulate you guys, and hopefully we're recording this. So get this video out to your team. They have their own businesses individually, and I want to start by asking ourselves and then even asking our team, right? And I had to ask myself this, and me and Matt were talking about this. You know, how many people did I get in front of last week with this business? Now, here's what I asked myself, and my answer was 0 this week, which is that's not normal for me. That doesn't happen a lot, but I got a lot of things going on, no excuses. But since I have the habit of reflecting every week, I recognize it. Now, next week, you guys will see me sponsor 5 people in this business. I won't let another week go by where I recognize something non-productive in my business. So I want you guys to ask yourselves the same things. How many people did you get in front of showing this business? If the answer is 0, then you need to double down next week. We want to average, getting in front of X amount of people a week. I want to average sponsoring 1 person a week. So if a week goes by where I don't sponsor somebody, I'm going to sponsor 2 or 3 people the next week. Does that make sense? So we're not robots. We're not perfect. We have things that go on, right? But you want to have the habit of self-reflecting and calling yourself out. So this is a question I ask myself every week in all of my businesses. What did I do this week, right? And if the answer is no, now I had a lot of busy work, right? I was up in New Hampshire. I was promoting that meeting. I was presenting. I was promoting all week long. I was training. I was doing a lot of busy VIV work, but I myself did not show this business to anybody. I did not recruit someone, which is really the highest impact activity. Next question, how many customers did I get this week? Now, for me, I answered that good, right? I'm in front of some large commercial customers. I did have some customer meetings. So, okay, good. I checked that one off. Ask yourselves the same thing. How many customers you guys get this week? And ask your team that same thing, If the answer is 0, then effectively, if we answered 0 to both of these questions, then effectively our business was shut down all week. We were closed for business all week long in our business that we're wealth building in, right? Another question is, how many people in my team, if you guys have teams, how many people did I reach out to and offer to help? Not a text, not an email, but a call. Now, again, I did a lot of that this week. As a leader, I do a lot of that. I'm always on the phone with my team. Can I help you get customers? Can I come in for this large commercial account? What can I do to help you be successful? I'm offering my services as a leader to help them grow their business. So I did a lot of that this week. So check, that was good. Here's one I always ask myself. If I had a team of 1,000 people and they did what I did this week, would that be a good thing? So ask yourselves that. If you had a team of 1,000 people and they did exactly what you did this week, would that produce results? Because network marketing is a magnified business, right? Relationship marketing. Here's another question I'll ask you guys directly. I know my answer. Do I have Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock and Saturday mornings at 8 o'clock blocked out in my calendar where nothing else will get in the way? Right? If we're in this business and we say we want to be partner and executive and we want these 4, 5, and 6-figure monthly incomes, but we can't do these two things, right? Cause and effect. So I'll ask you guys personally, and you're here, so Saturday mornings, check. Is Tuesday nights blocked out? And if it is, great. And then ask people in your team this, you know? Now, guys, you're going to have people that either have night jobs or something on Saturday morning that they cannot break free from. If that's the case, start your own Blitz training in your team at a different time to accommodate them and drive it as a leader. Right? Because some people are going to have that, but most people, you know, if you have, oh, my kid's soccer game, well, if there's two parents, one goes and one stays home and works the business, and you alternate every week. We don't let kids be excuses. We don't let anything be an excuse, really. We figure it out. And here's the final question. My business mentor asked me, so I'm going to ask you, if we're not willing to do these two simple things, do I really deserve to win? So I'd get on the phone with people in your team and have the come to Jesus meeting, because they're not really in your business if they're not doing anything. And it doesn't matter if they drop off if they're not doing anything. I'm not serving you and you're not serving them if we don't have these type of radical transparency conversations, right? I'm here to help you guys get where you say you want to go. I want you guys to do the same thing for people in your team. If they're not going to do those things, then I love you. You're still a friend, but I'm not going to spend time with you. This is how we're going to build a successful business together. And this is tough love. I mean, this comes from love. I love each and every one of you here. This is not me being a dictator. I'm not serving I'm not serving you guys if I don't help you bring your level of awareness and business building up. So that being said, I want you guys, some of you to unmute, because I called some of you out in a text. And I'll start with Kenny Cluda. Kenny, how many people did you physically call this morning?
Physically call?
Yeah.
0.
Okay. Lisa Kennedy, how many people did you physically call this morning?
0.
Kenny Haywood, how many people did you physically call this morning? Where you at?
Right here.
Yeah.
Called 1.
All right. Let's see. Derek, I don't see Derek Richard on. He's probably working. Is Jen Tater? Where's Jen Tater? You on? Yeah. Can you hear me, Jen? How many people did you physically call this morning?
Yes, I'm on.
Yeah.
I didn't call anyone this morning, but I sent the text out last night to everybody.
That's okay. That's largely ineffective. Matt Payne, how many people did you call this morning?
I didn't call anybody.
You guys seeing a pattern here? And I'm not busting anybody. Eric Reed, how many people you called this morning?
I texted everybody last night, this morning, and called 5 this morning.
Perfect.
Nobody answered, by the way.
Doesn't matter if they answer that, right? You guys saw in your text. It doesn't matter if they answer. It matters if you guys take the action. So, Eric, that's a good thing. Because you'll find people that rise up that want to do this, that are going to do the action and do the do. So it doesn't matter if they answer. It doesn't matter if they show up. It only matters what actions we're taking. Same thing. When you're showing people the business, it doesn't matter if they join the business. The only thing that matters is, are you taking the action that produces results? Strip away emotion from this. This is just a cause and effect relationship. So, Eric, the fact that you called 5 people, you're doing what's required in this business. That makes sense? So Eric gets a gold star.
Brian.
Yeah.
So calling people the night before.
That's effective. That's effective.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, we spent some time together, but then I went off and called at least 6 people yesterday.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
Last night.
That's effective. That's yesterday. I do it on Friday nights and I do it Saturday mornings.
Yeah, I don't usually call in the morning. I usually send out the text messages. You know what I mean, in the morning. But
yeah,
tell me that I should be calling people instead, and that's exactly what I'll do.
Oh yeah, I mean, listen, you guys, you all know that I text and email, but as leaders, the next level is really, this is Big John, right? I mean, this is skin to skin over the phone, right? This is human to human, and it's really calling people out, because if they're in this business, we're not serving them by sugarcoating it. Oh, it's okay that you don't show up. No, it's not. It's like you're not going to be successful. So we really want to come from a position of service. And again, this is what my business mentor does to me. He doesn't sugarcoat things. That's not serving me. I really want to help you guys get where you say you want to go. That's where this is coming from. So I'm not trying to embarrass anybody. I'm not trying to call you. I'm just trying to have you start calling yourself out on some of this stuff. So that makes sense, guys? And like I said, I'm not here to bring anybody down. I'm here to lift you up by teaching you business skills that helps me be successful in all of my businesses. And this is one of them. So let's do this. Let's switch gears, and we can do a combination of both because in my opinion, we're open for business. So we should be text blitzing this morning to show the business and also to get customers. And if anybody here has access to any large commercial accounts, feel free to unmute yourself. Let us know a little bit about it. You might not be able to call them right now, but we can teach you what to say to pique interest, to get in front of the people. Because Matt and I have been in front of some serious people. Myself and Eric Reed are about to get in front of some serious, large energy accounts. You guys don't have to know anything except how to pique interest and get us in front of those accounts. So,
hey, Brian, it's Adam.
Hey, Adam, what's up, bud?
All right. I'm in the car driving right now. I did text a bunch of people earlier this morning and last night knowing that I had to be on the job early this morning.
That's perfect.
But I actually, I'm going to need your help because I'm meeting with a guy, Matt, and he's got 7 buildings between Franklin, Bellingham, major manufacturing company is the place where the kids get to go there and jump all over the place, and their electricity bill is ridiculous. And
awesome.
It's a friend of my wife's. And I said to him, like you guys have said, if I can show you how to get rid of your broker, would you give me 5 minutes of your time? He said 100%.
See how easy that is?
So
I want to highlight that. Yeah. I appreciate you sharing that, especially for those of you who knew. Adam literally showed up on a Saturday morning, learned a phrase that we taught him, and just said it. That's the power. Like we can give you guys the tools and the ammunition, how to break the ice, what to say. I mean, it's impossible for somebody to say no to that question. So that's perfect, Adam. I love that you shared that because we literally, you just said verbatim what we suggested, huh?
Yeah, and it worked. And this is a guy, again, like he owns the building that my wife used to work in. It's a machine shop. All of his buildings are between 6,000 and 12,000 square feet, and they all use a ton of electricity.
Awesome.
Well, that's loud.
So Adam, let's do this. Let's sideline on that. Get with me. We'll set up a meeting, either Zoom or I'll come there physically. And if it's not me, Matt Payne can do it, or both of us.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
All right, thanks.
Awesome.
I'm gonna concentrate on the road right now.
Do your thing. Yeah, do your thing. We're gonna text blitz. So what I want to do now is I think everybody here has been on a text blitz. If anybody hasn't, feel free to unmute, and I can just give you a little bit of a framework of what we're doing. But everybody else, I mean, the goal, as you know, we got about 45 more minutes. Let's text at least 30 people. For those of you who can, I mean, those of you who are driving, don't do this. But the rest of you guys, let's text blitz. I'm going to do the same thing. So all I'm really doing here, guys, I invited you into how I became the top recruiter in the last company. It's not rocket science. I sat down for an hour on Saturday mornings and I text blitzed for 3 years straight. Not hard to do. That's all this really is. I'm just inviting you into the mechanics of how I ran and how I run my VIV business with like 5 hours a week. Does that make sense? Welcome to my brain. And guys, like I said, I'm not here. Hopefully nobody took any offense to what we just did. I'm just trying to serve you at a higher level by highlighting when I see inefficiencies. So anybody has any questions on texting, text blitzing, feel free to unmute yourself. I'm going to go to work.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
You can. Sorry, I'm driving as well.
That's okay.
If we could sidebar sometime later today, I actually have a gentleman out in New Hampshire, Manchester, New Hampshire, owns a real estate company pretty much. He has a ton of buildings and real estate. I use the same phrase, and he wants to have lunch with me this Wednesday.
Okay.
If I could get some help from somebody, that would be wonderful.
Next Wednesday?
Yeah.
What, next Wednesday at noon?
Yes.
If you can bring me in, I'll physically go there with you.
Awesome. I definitely can, because I told him my mentor / business partner would be coming. And
where is this?
it's in Manchester, New Hampshire. Shucks, I'll pick you up.
That's no problem. Manchester, New Hampshire. Yeah, I'll have to do from noon to 1, pretty strict there, because I have a 2 o'clock. You guys will love this. Anybody know who John Addison is?
No.
So he's a global businessman. I have a 2 o'clock meeting with him on Tuesday with our software company, because Jenny picked up the phone, just started calling people and asking and asking and asking. We don't know this guy. I've never met him in my life. And she can do it. Anybody can do it, right? We can all do the same things. It's no different in VIV. We just got to learn to ask. So I can't miss that meeting. It's at 2 o'clock. But I just booked you in. We'll get some details, and I'm there, brother.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
I have a question.
Hey, Corey. What's up?
Because I am in Pennsylvania, I even talked to VIV about this. I'm still prospecting for energy customers, but I can't really do energy.
No, if I was you, Corey, I would still be in consultant building mode only.
Yeah, that's exactly where I've been.
Perfect.
So, and I even told my team members who are in the same area,
yeah,
let's just focus on consultants. That's all we're doing. I'm not even going to customers. So I should just ignore you when you talk about customers?
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, imagine that your team was the team that was building Uber before they actually went live.
Right. Okay.
How many people do you want to tell, knowing now what you know about Uber?
Awesome. Okay.
That's the framework. That's the mentality you guys want. That's the mentality we should all be in, by the way.
Okay, well, that's where I was at, but you talk, like, on here, everybody talks about energy, and I kind of feel obligated, but I can't do it, so.
No, yeah, just keep doing what you know how to do. And I mean, you can talk about energy you can tell them it's coming, but if I was in your state, you're only about 4 weeks behind us in your launch.
Right.
I think, if that's correct. Guys, I wish we had more time pre-launching. I want to build the biggest possible team so that when we turn the light switch on, I want our check to crack 5 figures the first month, not 4. You know what I mean? It's all a framework. This is like an opportunity of a lifetime, you know? Anybody else wondering what to say to people? And if you need help, just unmute yourself. If you're texting somebody.
Brian, I have
Brian.
a question.
Oh.
Lisa first.
Lisa, okay.
So I finally reached out to the president at UMass.
Perfect.
And received a response this week. And Ken Haywood, your message that you sent to your boss, I took that and I tweaked it, so that was awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kenny, for being my practice person. And I got a response from the president, and he thanked me for the nice note, because I just went into so I highlighted some of the high points of my career at UMass and thanked them for the experience. But he is not the person. He doesn't know enough about that in order to assist, but he gave me the person's name and he CC'd them on the email. So from there, I'm thinking I use the line, keep it short and sweet, and use exactly what Adam just said.
Yes. Yeah. And then bring us in.
Yeah. Okay.
So I want to highlight something here, guys, especially for those of you that have teams. None of what you just said. Now you're getting, this could be a massive paycheck for you. Agreed? None of that would not have happened if you hadn't been on the Saturday training. You wouldn't have gotten the verbiage from Kenny Haywood, right? You wouldn't have practiced with Kenny Cloutier, and none of that would have happened. So I want you guys that are leaders to really understand what the business building power of this Saturday morning, and then translate that vision to your downline, right? So, and I'm not saying it's easy, but that's what you do. Is you don't tell people what to do. You transmit the vision, you know?
Ashley's making I'll keep this short, Brian. Ashley's making her first communion this weekend. We had practice last night. Chase was in urgent care 2 nights ago. We were at the doctor's office for over 3 hours yesterday, and he has pneumonia. And I was pushing them out the door this morning for the walk. So I get people are busy,
Oh,
that's not stopping us from being on. And if you noticed, Russ was still on listening because we all have stuff going on, but it doesn't matter. This business model, the compensation plan doesn't care about what we have going on in our lives. We either want it or we don't. And still, even with that, I didn't pick up the phone and call the team, but you can bet your ass if you ask me that question next week, I'm going to say every single person on the team I called.
Yeah. Because
that's how I'm going to become the top recruiter in this company, by doing what you're laying out. So I'm just putting it out there.
I love it. No, Lisa, I love you. This is, I'm going to, this is recorded. I'm going to push this recording up to Cammie and Rob and suggest that they air this training throughout VIV Nation just because of what you just said. That's what it takes. That's what it takes. Like I said, if we say we want something, what are we willing to give up? This is business, you know? That's awesome. I love it. Kyle, you said you haven't done, I'm going to just, he's never been on a text blitz, so I'm going to do this for Kyle. So Kyle, what we're doing here is we're helping brand new people break the ice with people either for customers or for business partners. And the easiest way to do this is to strip it down to business 101, right? So basically, we're opening up our phone, we're starting with the letter A, and we are literally texting every single contact. Now, what's going to happen emotionally is we look at that and we start to disqualify people. We either say, oh, they're not in our state, they're not in an energy state, they're too old, they're too young, they're too successful, not successful enough, I haven't talked to them in 20 years. We do all this pre-filtering. When we do this text blitz training as a business, we get rid of the emotional side. We remove your conscious mind, and we teach you how and what to say. So I'll give you an example. Every single person in your phone is going to fall into one of three categories. And we call this the ABC, right? So the A people are people that look up to you. So everybody in this planet, we have a certain amount of people. It's a small group maybe, unless you're like Bob Proctor. We have a group of people that look up to us. They're either younger, less successful. For some reason, they look up to us. And Kyle, you're a doctor, so you probably have a pretty big group of people that financially and success-wise look up to you. It means when you're speaking, they're probably going to listen. Now, those people, we text them something like, you know, hey, Frank, I see you're still in real estate and Facebook. You know, it's been a while, but I have a business idea I want to run by you. Let's grab coffee one night this week or over the weekend. I'd love to catch up. We're basically telling this group that we have something and that we have to get together, and they're going to listen. All right, guys, so that's the A group. The B group is your peers. This is probably most of the people in your phone. They're within, you know, within your business range. They're within mentally all of it. They're your peer group. So our peer group, we ask them, right? Hey, Mary, I see you're still running your daycare business. Looks like it's doing pretty good on Facebook. Listen, I have a business idea I want to run by you. I'm not sure if it'd be a fit or not, but I'd love to get your input on it. Love to see what you've been up to. Would it be okay if we grab coffee one night this week or over the weekend? So we're just using a different phraseology. Things like, would it be okay? Right? Not sure if it'd be a fit or not. Those are neuro-linguistic programming sentences that disarm people. When we say, I'm not sure if it would be a fit or not, we remove the element of this person's trying to get me into something psychologically. When we ask somebody, would it be okay? Right? Very hard to say no to that question. It's just, humanly, it's very hard to say no to that. So there's just a little bit of NLP in there. Now, the last category is the ABC list, right? And maybe there's 4 categories, but C, this is your chicken list. This is people that you look up to. Either in business, they might be your boss, they might be multimillionaires. For some reason, you look up to them and you're afraid to approach them with this business because you are afraid of what they might say or think about you because of your own paradigms. The way we talk to these people is we're looking for opinions. I might say, hey, Eric, listen, I see you're running all these businesses. I know that you operate at a pretty high level of business. I have a business idea that I'm looking to start, and I wanted to get your professional opinion on it. It wouldn't be a fit for you, but I'd really appreciate your input. Would it be okay if we had lunch one day this week or maybe get together over the weekend on a Zoom? So what I'm doing there is I'm actually pulling it back. I'm using such strong NLP that I'm saying, this is not for you. I would like your professional opinion. Would it be okay? And then you'll notice that I'm saying one night this week or over the weekend. That is over the next 7 days. We don't want to leave anything open-ended. We don't want to say, would it be okay if we got together? Because then you're gonna play tag for the next 4 weeks trying to identify a point. And we have submitted to you guys, I've sent it out to you guys on email, a whole list of these text blitz templates that you can start with. I've outlined every single scenario and every single case that you can start with, and you can massage it and craft it. So if you don't have that, get with me. But hopefully, Kyle, that makes sense. So we start with A and we start texting people. There's no reason now to not text every single person in your phone. Now, if somebody's like super elderly or just this business is not for them, then you just pique their interest the same way about being a customer. That we know that certain people are not going to be for this business. Those are customers. Does that make sense, guys?
Got it.
Anybody have any questions on that or how to do that? So now once you have this methodology, you remove the conscious mind and you get into, I hate to say robotic, but you get into a mechanical method. Let's sit down and send at least 30 texts, piquing interest. And what we're trying to do is book, 3 to 5 appointments next week. And this is the business, right? This is your 5-hour-a-week business model. 1 hour on Saturdays, 1 hour Tuesday nights, 3 to 5 appointments a week. It's a 5 to 7 hour a week business model. Now, if you continue that for a 3 to 5 year period, you will get a 7-figure residual income. It's that simple, guys. It's weird. Human beings, we can't see the end. We're so programmed to, work and then get paid like a 40-hour-a-week mentality. We can't see the delayed gratification and the ripple effect of building a business and not getting paid, right? But this is what entrepreneurs do. So great question there, Kyle.
Hey, Brian. It's Amanda.
Hey, Amanda. What's happening?
How are you?
Doing awesome. I love your daughter, man. She's just a little explosion of awesomeness.
Yeah, we had the camera off for a while because it's a little crazy. But
no worries.
So we have like a girl I used to do gymnastics with years ago. She's a property manager of a place. I want to say they have buildings, like apartment buildings in Rhode Island, in Massachusetts, and I want to say possibly New Hampshire as well. I've been going back and forth with her, trying to find a time. She's like, we're working on a super busy project right now. It's really big and important. I really don't have the time to talk or to meet right now. I don't want to be a jerk, but I want to be firm and posture up. What would be the best way? I want to just say, look, like I can take the broker out. Let's meet now, but I don't want to be a jerk, Well,
you're not being a jerk. You're trying to save her money. Now, the biggest thing, again, we got to remove our own paradigms, and you have to be okay with potentially offending people.
Okay.
Here and there, it's going to happen. Matter of fact, if you guys are not getting some, I don't want to say negative feedback. If you're not getting to the point where somebody's getting a little offended here and there, you're not pushing your business hard enough. Now, this is any business, by the way, guys. We are in sales. We are gathering customers. We are creating franchises. So we need to be comfortable with closing the deal. Yeah. And again, this is not VIV. This is business 101. So you do have to get comfortable with potentially offending people. That's their paradigm. Because all we're trying to do is save them money. So do me a favor. Tell me again the last thing she said to you.
So let me pull it up real quick. Hold on. She said, honestly, I won't have time to present it to ownership for a while. We have a major project that needs all of our attention right now. As soon as I am able, I will, I promise.
Oh, just yeah. Well, first of all, thank them. I really appreciate your time. But I do want to highlight. What's that?
That was back on March 7th.
Oh yeah, so she's clearly it's her blowing you off is what it is. So I would say, listen, hey, I really appreciate your time. I know you're busy. What I'm asking you to do is about a 5-minute activity. Is she a friend of yours?
We competed against each other in
gymnastics. Did you win?
We were like different. She was a year ahead of me. I was a year behind her, type of thing. We were pretty even.
Yeah. No. So hey, listen. Don't be afraid to call her up. Say, listen.
Okay.
I appreciate that you're busy. What I'm asking here is about a 5-minute activity. It would really benefit me and my family if you could just ask the question, send the email. That's all it is.
Okay.
Because now here's the other part of it. Because this is going to make you look like the hero of your company. I want you to realize the impact on your company's bottom line from this event. Something like that. Use your own language, but so call her up, but then, you know, let her know what it's going to do for her. You're going to look, this is going to be good for you.
Okay.
Make sense?
I'm writing this down.
Perfect. And we could sideline about this too, but yeah, something like that. Use your own language, but something like that.
Okay. Thank you.
And guys, when you're talking about closing the deal, now, some of you may have think my content this morning was a little harsh or direct. Don't take this wrong either. I don't care what you think. I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm not serving you if I don't give you a gut punch. You all signed to be VIV Consultants. You all signed to start a business. I'm here to help. But I'm not going to walk around all day wondering what you guys are thinking about what I said this morning. It's not going to enter my brain at all. I know where my heart is. I know what I'm doing. I'm here to help you. So I want you to take that mind frame with the people you're sitting down with. When you get in that mind frame, if they take your actions in the wrong way, number one, when you're really in that mind frame, they won't even take your actions the wrong way. Right? You're the energy you're transmitting to them, if you guys know anything about energy transmission, will be way different than the scared, I need you to do this energy that we're probably projecting now. When you come in with the energy that I'm here to help you, and you're firm and direct and you're posturing like Amanda said, they're going to be like, this person's not playing around. They're going somewhere. Whatever it is, I want in. So instead of operating from a fear and lack-based mindset, we operate from an abundant, confident mindset. You guys will just naturally close more deals anyway. But it all has to come from not being afraid to mentally punch somebody in the gut. Anybody else wondering what to say to people to break the ice?
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Joe. What's up, Hanson?
How you doing? Hey, I got a job fair this Wednesday, so obviously I'm going to be prospecting for, recruits there. But I'm also going to interact with some other employers. And so on the commercial side, I caught from Kenny used, if I can show you how to eliminate your broker. Do you have 5 minutes? Is that pretty much it? Or
yeah, I mean, that's like if you only have a fraction of a second to peak interest, I said, listen, I know you're busy, but if I could show you how to remove the broker and reduce utility costs for this entire building, would you give me 5 minutes to explain a little further? Something like that.
Okay.
Because you got to catch them quick. So, if you have more time with somebody, then you give them a little bit of a presentation. You know what I mean? It all depends on your relationship and how much time. That phrase is hard to ignore if you're the person in control of operating costs for a building.
Okay.
It's almost, I would say it's damn near impossible to ignore.
Because it seems like a lot of potential for the commercial there. And I don't know, maybe Lisa, you said you had a script or something you had sent out on that.
Well, Kenny Haywood sent a script. Hey, Kenny Clutie, do you have that? Something you could put in the chat? You still have that, brother?
Success
Absolutely,
Network
right
or
now.
something. No.
Yeah, Kenny Clutie is going to post that in the chat here momentarily.
Very good. Thank you so much.
And so here's the thing. So Kenny Haywood was inside of his own company, and he didn't want a conflict of interest. So he came up. We worked on this together. We came up with this email that he could send that would remove the risk of him having a conflict of interest. So it's not his business. He knows an energy expert. He's making the introduction. I know this is going to help the company. Now, the company, this is what you've done for me over the past 10 years. Thank you very much. Here is something I'm trying to do to give back. It was beautiful.
Yeah, sounds great. I got a couple companies like that I might want to try with. Okay.
Yeah, it worked like a charm. So if any of you are working for a company and there's a conflict of interest, it's not your company. It's not your business. It's not your business model. You know an energy expert that has an amazing category disrupting technology, very similar to Uber, that is guaranteed to reduce utility costs for companies. I wanted to give back. You've given back to me. Would you be interested in a 5-minute conversation? Anybody else stuck on what to say to anybody, how to break the ice anywhere?
Brian, I'd like to share with you and the group for a minute something that I heard that I started to use yesterday that I'm really enjoying for warm market on social media.
Sure.
Came from Jessica Higdon, and she was just talking about, you know, some things that some of us struggle with, me in particular. How much rapport do we build, right?
Mm-hmm.
So on her social network, or Corey, you may have heard her say this. She talks about with your warm market on social media, reach out, just send a message, ask them how they are, and then just wait for a response. When they come back, they're going to probably say, you know, a little bit about their life, and then, you know, how are you? Just say, great. Listen, I didn't reach out to chit chat. I'd love to catch up with you at some point, but right now I'm working on a really exciting project, and if you're open, I'd love to share some information with you. If not, no biggie. That's it. And then from there, like, follow the process, just to, and it's working fantastic.
Oh, nice. So I was just going to ask you, you've tried it and you've gotten some good results?
Yeah, it's helping me. It's helping me personally get through more people on social media. And I'm talking social media. I'm talking Facebook. You know, people that we're friends with on Facebook, but it's been a long time. Yeah. You know, I'm not going and sitting down with everyone. That's not my day. That's not how I do it. So this is brilliant, and it's working because I'm like, I feel like it's helping me get through more people who's open.
Listen, hey, this will even work. What you just said will even work with the people in your phone. It really will. So you can take the approach that we use, but that's actually brilliant. Reach out to somebody, say, hey man, how you doing? Send. We can do this right now. Why don't you guys do this? Open up your phones and just start sending that to people that you haven't connected with in a while. Hey, just reach out. How's everything going? Send. Do that 30 and 40 times. That's it. That's a quick, easy thing. Matter of fact, you can cut, copy, and paste that one. Let's do a little experiment here. Right, so it's 8:42. We should be able to text like 20 people.
Hey, Brian, I have a question for you. I was going to ask a question earlier to do with LinkedIn, but kind of what Lisa just offered us. I have a ton of new connections because I practice doing some things that I've learned from some of the webinars. And now I have a bunch of new connections, and I've thanked them for connecting. However, I would like to take it the step further. So now that I've thanked them all, do you think it would be a good idea to use kind of this, just how are you doing now? Or save that for Facebook?
Well, I mean, it depends if it's cold. Now, LinkedIn might just be a completely cold contact, like you've never met them before. You can't really say, hey, how you doing to a cold contact. Anybody in Facebook, somehow, some way you've met them before. So there's a slight difference here. LinkedIn and Facebook, two different animals. On LinkedIn, the way to start to build a network and engage on LinkedIn, number one is to just, you got to ask people. I saw something about your profile. I would love to connect.
Well, these are actually, what I've been doing is getting involved in different conversations.
Yep.
And commenting on other people's posts. So the people I'm referring to right now are people, I stopped asking people to connect. They're asking me to connect now because of something. They're following me, they're liking my posts, or they'd like to comment or a discussion I've had with someone else. So
the best way that I've known, that I've been taught to run LinkedIn is always to provide content and value, because LinkedIn is more business.
Mm-hmm.
So understand who's on your network and the people you're trying to get to. What you want to do is introduce content into that niche. So whatever the niche you're trying to recruit in, search Google, find some good articles, always give interesting art, and you'll find that people comment on it. The people that are commenting, that's your audience.
Right, which I am now getting that audience.
Yeah.
So I want to take it the step further now and start asking people, incorporating VIV into the conversation.
Yeah, so even with them, it's going to be more individual. It's not going to really do anything if you say, hey, how you doing? Because it's still pretty cold. You have to take each one of them individually, look what they commented back, process that in your mind, and craft a text.
Okay.
It's not the same as what Lisa's talking about. It's slightly different.
warm market, like Brian said, people that you know. But Sherry, what I have done on LinkedIn, it works great. Find something about their profile, like Brian saying, car salesman. Hey, wow, I see that you've been selling cars for a while. You must really enjoy it, huh? Question. Wait for them to come back.
Okay, so ask them. I got you. Ask them.
Well, make it about what they're currently doing. Yeah, make it about what they're currently doing. Try to have a conversation. Ask just a few questions.
Okay.
And I mean, even with them, me personally, with all the training and everything that I've been listening to, a few questions, but then just ask them, like, hey, are you open?
Yeah.
Are you open to a side project if it didn't currently interfere with you selling cars? Are you open to a side you know what I mean? Are you open? If not, no biggie.
Okay. Super.
So here's what I'm sending out. This is radical transparency. Hey, bud, how's things? I just scrolled past your name in my phone. I was wondering what you got going on. Send. I literally just did that. I scrolled past his name and saw him. See how that one goes. By the way, this radical transparent. Oh, go ahead.
What did you say? I missed it.
I just said, hey. I said, hey, bud. I just scrolled past your name and let me look back at. Hold on a second. I said, hey, bud, how's things? I just scrolled past your name in my phone and made me think, what do you got going on? Because he's a business guy. But you keep hearing me talk about this radical transparency, and you hear the whole VIV mantra, right? When they're in their all the presentations about being radically transparent. That's what we're talking about here. Being radically transparent with your downline, your customers, your spouse, your family, your friends. And I'm not positive, but I think that VIV got this radical transparency theme from Kevin Manley, because he used to work with Ray Dalio. And I've been studying Ray Dalio. And Ray Dalio, I don't know if he created it, but it sounds like he did. The concept of business radical transparency, where there's no filters. You have a unified group of people that have an understanding that you're going to freely speak your mind and not get punished for it. Now, we don't do this in a derogatory way. It's kind of like I was doing with you guys this morning. Hopefully, well, it doesn't matter, but hopefully you didn't get offended by that. But I'm being radically transparent with you. You know, if we don't do these things, your businesses will fail, and you'll only have yourselves to look at in the mirror. That's a radically transparent statement. Now, if people aren't open-minded, they may take that offensively. I'm just stating the facts. So the more we get radically transparent with our team, you might have a little bit smaller of a team, but they're going to be 10 times more effective. We're gonna shake off the people that are just delusional, right? So I think that's where they got this from. So that's why I've been instituting it in my businesses, and I got to ask Cammie about that. If Kevin was the driver of this radical transparency, I love it. You know, they're being radically transparent. What that means is, as we're launching, if they're not ready, they're not going to make excuses. They're not going to sugarcoat it. They're going to come right out and say, hey, guys, we're not ready, and this is why. We're a startup business. You know, get over it. But if they communicate effectively to us, we can roll with the punches. And they're not going to wait 4 months of something brewing that's like a potential time bomb. It's going to come right out so we can all get around the table and help collectively solve the problem. I think that's where they're going. So I love it. I love where they're going with this.
Can I share something?
Sure.
I just got this message and it's so good. Okay, I connected with somebody last night. I went to a show of my husband's and there was hardly anybody there. Like, the show wasn't starting yet, and I was sitting like by myself, and these two women came in, and I swear, like, as soon as this one woman came in, I saw her, and I immediately thought, she's a network marketer.
Oh yeah.
Like, she's not yet, but I could just see that.
Oh, I got you.
You know, and I was like, I need to prospect that woman. And she came over, like, I didn't lure her over, but she came over and sat right behind me, started talking to another woman, and I, like, said hi, but that's it. We didn't talk. And then I heard them start talking, and the woman that I pointed out was like, she said something about, yeah, and I gotta work and I gotta go to my other job and it's just too much. And something like that. And I peeked my head up and I was like, what do you do? And we just started a conversation, and right away I was like, are you open to other sources of income that would, you know, or like I said something real vague, and she was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, I'm not going to do that here. It's not the time or place. I was like, we'll connect on social and then I'll be in touch. And we just like had a real casual thing. And then she just messaged me. We connected on Facebook last night, and she just messaged me and said, because I immediately wrote her this morning and said, would you be open to seeing my business? And she wrote back and said, yes, I would. I took a moment and looked at some of your inspirational posts on your page last night. I must say it was the proverbial icing on the cake at the end of a wonderful evening. I went to bed with positive vibes flowing through me and slept the best I have in a long time. I'm in total awe. When I have had that same effect on people, I feel the same. It's genuine fulfillment and purposeful. Like, awesome. So I know that I'm presenting the right image on social. And I think that's so incredibly important for all of us to remember, if we're connecting with people, to present that person that draws people in, that they want to be connected to, and that they, you know, potentially want to mimic, you know. If we
I'm proud of you, Corey. That's awesome. That's fantastic.
I mean, if we want to cause duplication, then we have to be people that people want to be, right? Right.
That's exactly it. You gotta become the person you're trying to attract.
Right. Okay.
Same thing in relationships, by the way. Jenny and I talk about this all the time. You find people, you know, especially guys, right? They're 40 years old, you know, way out of shape, drinking beer, and they're expecting to attract like the supermodel, high income earning wife, right?
Right.
We literally, we can only attract what we are in harmony with, and we can only attract what we are in some way, shape, or form. This is not an exact, you know, carbon copy type thing, but in some way, shape, or form, it happens in business too. It happens in VIV. So right now, we're all attracting what we are. So this is just universal law. So if you look down in your business and you see nobody doing it, it's not that you're not doing anything, but you might be attracting people that don't operate at a high level of business. So what we want to do is shift our thinking to a higher operating level. You know, I used to, you know, in network marketing, what would Eric Worre do? That's the framework that I get into. I put myself in his mindset when I'm tech splitzing. What would the language that Eric Worre, what language, or Ray or Jessica Higdon, what language would they use? How long would they sit here and tech splits, by the way? You guys ever heard Ray Higdon's story? Right? The guy who went for 20 no's a day. Now that probably takes at least 100 to 200 contacts to physically get 20 people to say no to your business. So see what I'm saying? What we need to do is we need to operate at a higher level in order to attract people of a higher caliber. And again, this is just business 101. This is any business. This is why in one of my other businesses, I was sitting with Kevin Harrington. I'm not operating like Brian Dalmaso. I'm operating like Kevin Harrington, at least my mindset, you know. This is how we get in front of all these people. This is how Jenny got in front of the other gentleman I mentioned there. I already forgot. Addison. Yeah. She's not thinking like, you know, 30-year-old Jenny. She's thinking like global entrepreneur. So she's attracting all this stuff.
And Brian, I think, and sorry, I feel like I'm talking a lot today. I don't mean to.
No, somebody's got them.
I was blessed enough to have coaching calls this week, both with Ray and Jessica. So
wow.
Thank you. It was a powerful week. And, you know, both pieces of that, right? When we're talking about like Corey, that is phenomenal, because you have to remember, especially as we get going, and as we move forward, we're connecting with so many people. People are watching and we don't even know they're watching, especially on social media. Just because you don't see them like or comment doesn't mean they're not watching. We've had so many people come up to us and say things about previous posts or videos, and we had no clue because we didn't see their names on there.
Of course.
So people are always watching. But one of the things that Jessica had talked about yesterday was, branding and like marketing is important on social media. But what is even more important than that is to be able to have a conversation with people. And I think that highlights, Brian, what we're doing here and how you help us and how we work together. Like, what would you say to this person? And how do you respond? Because piquing curiosity and being able to have meaningful conversations is really what she said, that's how you build your business on social media. So there was that. And then, of course, the other thing that I'll share to not keep to myself, which will be to no surprise to many of you, is she asked what the goal was. So I told her, and she said, how many people do you need to recruit to get there? And I could not answer that question. So you can guess what I'm doing this weekend, right? Coming up with that plan. But she said, you have to know where you want to go, obviously, and then back into the numbers. So if you've touched 500 people on Facebook, you've got at least 10 signups in there. But if you're not asking them if they're open, you're never going to have them join your business.
Yes, they were able to highlight the missing piece of the puzzle, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you had a personal coaching call with them?
I did.
Yeah, they like you.
How did that happen?
Because she asked.
Well.
No, here's the thing. She did not, well, actually, Russ asked. They both asked. It's not like they just tried to call them up and ask, because you won't even get to them. It started with the process of asking, though. The process of asking. They connected on they became a part of the Rank Makers group, which I highly recommend this, by the way. I mean, has anybody noticed the level of Lisa's awareness over the past couple of months in business? It's largely coming from this Rank Makers group that Ray and Jessica run. I just put a little vision in Lisa's mind there, huh? Ray and Lisa. Sorry, Russ. This Rank Makers group, it's pennies, guys. And they will, if you do what they say, you will build a business in 12 months. Now, if you ignore them, then that's on you. But if you do what they say, they've created millionaires out of broke people with the strategies they're using. It's a brilliant group. A bunch of us are heading down in August if you guys want to come to a training. But again, it's a few pennies of an investment to get a strategy from people that have created millions and millions and millions of dollars, starting off not broke, but $1 million in debt. So it's not like they started here and went, right? They started worse off than everybody here and went to multi-millions of dollars in network marketing using social media. They didn't have a big warm market. Matter of fact, Ray kind of looked like a donkey to his warm market, so he couldn't use them because of his business failures. And he'll tell you that. I'm not saying anything he won't tell you. So he had to go towards social media and pretty much only use social media and cold market to build an empire. And they did that back in 2009. I don't know how long it took Lisa to break 7 figures for them, but it was inside of 2 years, wasn't it, or a year?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Within 5 months he was making, I forgot his numbers, but it was ridiculous. And then shortly after that, he had like $1 million a month with coaching.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just around the whole goal thing. And, and even him, and I had the conversation with him, I said, I'm touching a lot of people, not asking enough. And I said, the other thing is I don't get on the phone. Yes. And he said, you got to get on the phone. Even though you don't like getting on the phone, you have to get on the phone, because there will be some people in your team that do not want to do social media. And he said that one of his top income earners on his team would have never joined if he didn't pick up the phone. So he said, you have to, I'm not quoting him, but you basically have to, in so many words, kind of like what Bob, you drop him anywhere and he'll make friends, right?
Yeah.
You've got to be able to put yourself in an island somewhere and know how to work your business, how to recruit, how to build rapport, how to have conversations with people. You got to be able to do it on all fronts.
Yeah.
So, so hopefully that helps. Chase is grabbing at me, so I have to.
No, that's perfect. That's great advice. Great advice. So,
I have one more question. And I don't know if anybody else wonders this too, but how do you know if a business is large enough to have a broker or not? Like if I have a friend who has one gas station.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. If they're a micro business like a gas station, they might not have a broker. But you can still ask the question.
Okay, so that I just didn't want to sound like a knob if I like
No,
reached out
it's not
and
the
said,
question.
hey.
Because if they say, well, I don't have a broker, what that really means is that they're probably still on the utility company and they don't know anything about this.
Okay.
They didn't even know what a choice to switch. It's still a valid question. It'll open the conversation.
Okay, perfect.
If they say, well, we don't have a broker, we choose ourselves, then you can highlight how much it's costing them in time to choose themselves, right? You can highlight, the conversation will still open with that phrase.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Hey guys, before we're gonna close this up shortly. Who here has 30 techs? Anybody other than me have 30 techs?
20.
20? Okay. What about appointments? Who has appointments booked?
1.
Nice.
I'm going to one right now.
Oh, you're going to one. Perfect. So guys, the thing, even though we're going to hang up the phone here in a couple of minutes, you keep doing this. It's your business. You keep doing it until you have 3 to 5 appointments booked. And if you're going to spend from 8 every Saturday to noon, 4 hours doing this, that's a part-time business, right? So you guys got to set your own goals and all your own business, but I'm just saying even though we take an hour, you do this and if you do this every Saturday for the next 52 weeks, you'll need a telescope to look back at yourself and to see what your level of awareness and stuff like that. And hopefully I've brought some value to you, not just the tough love, but hopefully it sparked some ideas and brought some value on how you can run your own business. And we do this every Saturday. So one thing I'm going to ask of a few of you leaders, and you don't have to answer here, but several of you have committed to going to GoPro with 10 people. I shouldn't say you've committed. You've told me that you want to go to GoPro with 10 people. The deadline for this is June with the discounted rates, and you guys know who you are. If that's the case, we need to start talking. Just we can sidebar on that. So this is anybody that said they want to be partner and above. If you've made that statement that you want to be partner and above in 12 months, then you need to get with me and figure out how you're getting to GoPro, because it's a direct correlation to that equation. All right, guys. So hopefully you got a lot of value out of this. Hopefully you appreciate the tough love, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Love you guys, and try to drive your team. And we've been kind of stagnant here at about 25, 30 people for a few weeks, which tells me a couple things, myself included. We need to get new people in our team. And we need to share the vision of what we're doing on Saturdays with the people that have said yes to this business so that we can help them collectively grow their business. Sound good, guys?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Corey.
I have multiple people on my team that work Saturday morning.
What's up, baby?
So they can't get on.
So you guys can do this exact same thing on Sunday mornings with your team yourself.
Yeah, but I need to do something separate. I have actually with some team members, but I haven't worked it out with everyone thus far. But
that's today's goal then. Today's goal will be to call those people, figure out a time. Now you can literally just play back this audio on a Zoom and text Blitz with them if you want. But I mean, you're sharp enough. You know enough about this business. You could lead the whole thing too. So whatever you want to do.
I got 3 appointments.
Perfect. So Lisa, what do we got for anybody got more than 3 appointments? What do we got for Corey for getting 3 appointments?
We have a pack of books for you, Corey. For that team.
Really?
Where are you? I can't see you.
Right,
We have a pack of books for you. And those that won last week, I'm sorry I didn't mail them out yet. They're right here, and I will get them out to you Monday morning.
A pack?
A pack.
It's for you and your team. Yeah, it's for you and your team.
You and your team.
To share this information about social media.
Awesome.
We're going to be, I got to run the details by Brian, but we're going to be running a contest for customers. And so Brian mentioned Rake Makers. We have 10 subscriptions, 10 one-year subscriptions to Rake Makers.
Let's do that.
We're going to do.
Let's figure something out. Let's figure out. So we're going to do the first giveaway on customer gathering. So how do we do this? Same time next week, next Saturday, the person who has signed the most customers will get a 1-year free subscription to Rank Makers. Hey guys, we can only go on the honor system here, so be honorable.
Oh no, we want to see emails. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I can tell your customers. I'll be able to look down and see. So whatever.
Be honest.
But seriously, I mean, let's just be honest. But so this is like a $250 subscription, right?
Yeah, and this is, I'm telling you guys, this is it's not because it's Ray and Jess, right? It's because it's Rank Makers, who is led by Ray and Jess. I mean, Corey's in it. Corey will tell you. You know who else is in it? Is Joe Pizzamenti.
Oh, okay.
I'm not chopping his name. And you can see a difference in those two. You know, and now I want to show you that too. Like, he's got over 10,000 people in that group. There's an updated tracker that we do every Sunday to hold ourselves accountable, to show how many people have we reached out to, prospected, how many customers have we signed, how many people have we recruited, and who ranked. And they celebrate that. Now, 11% of those people, on average, between 11 and 13% fill out that tracker. Those are the people that are getting to the top.
Yep.
If you plug into this group, he gives a simple action step every single day. If you do what they teach you, there's absolutely no way you will fail in this business. There's no way.
Hey, Lisa, he's got 10,001. I just joined this week, so.
10,501, I think. Awesome. Good for you, Joe.
Well, let's do this, and this is recorded, so I'm gonna send this out. So anybody that sees this recording, can join our group on Saturdays. Come into this mix. We have 10 of these subscriptions. Let's do the next 10 weeks, Lisa. We'll do a 10-week challenge. So this week, now this is the deal. The person that got the most customers between now and next week, over 3 customers though. Not just one. I don't want somebody winning this for getting 1 customer. Over 3 customers will qualify. That sound good, guys?
You're going to do the same contest for the next 10 weeks?
No, we're going to do something different every week.
Okay.
I don't know what that is. I'm just making this up as we go, but that's what we're going to do.
Can we have like an energy customer or something good that puts me in qualifying position for this contest when energy or
100%.
comes to Pennsylvania?
100%.
Because I'm feeling slightly jaded that I'm not going to be able to win this.
Well, the biggest question you got to ask yourself is, why would anything I say or do make you feel slightly jaded?
I was joking, Brian. Come on. I pay for Rank Makers, like gladly. I pay for it.
Sure.
But would I take it? Yeah, of course.
No, what the thing with you, so we're gonna do associates, right? There's gonna be plenty of things you can qualify for, and if you win it, think about what you can do. You can have a contest in your team, and drive them, and you could give it to somebody in your team because you already paid for it.
Right.
Right. And we're not giving the equivalent dollar amount, but you could use that in your own team, in your own contest, right? And I have no doubt that you'll win it. So we're going to do associate guy. We're going to do all kinds of stuff. So you'll be in position.
And we have that big contest going on. So in fact, Brian, I'll tighten up the Word document that I have and send it. Maybe we can finalize that and just get like the next 10 weeks laid out so that people know what the promotions will be.
Perfect.
But we also have that contest going for whoever sponsored the most associates from several weeks ago until we go live. And what they win is that NK social media course. So I need to do a better job promoting that so that people know it's out there.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then lastly, I posted in VIV Success Network, but on May 12th, Russ and I are inviting whoever is close or wants to take the trip down to our home. We bought the ticket for the social media training that Ray, Jessica, Eric, Worry, John and Nadia Melton, Angel Fletcher, there's about 15 or 16 top leaders in the industry coming together and doing an 8-hour training on social media. Joe, I know you posted about it too. Yeah. So if anyone wants to come down and watch that with us, you're more than welcome. Just let us know and we'll get you the address.
Awesome. I love it, guys. Love it. Yeah, so we'll have promotions it's a good point, Corey. We're going to make sure people can win these things. So we'll make sure to do that.
And congratulations on your book win, Corey.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome, guys.
Number 4.
Keep banging the phones. Get the amount of appointments that you want, and we'll catch up with you. We'll see you guys all hopefully next Tuesday. And one of the things we want to do, let's try to drive traffic. I think if we as a community can build this Saturday morning event, that we will all have massive businesses. I mean, look at all the stuff look at all the good information that came from all of you guys as we're interacting together. So let's try to build and grow this as we go. Make it a fundamental block of anybody in your team that has this business, and we'll all get there together. You know. Awesome, guys. Have a great Saturday. God bless, and we'll see you on Tuesday night.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thanks to all.